This is the true reason why Kanye West is linked up with Donald Trump. Now, I let everybody tell their versions. I let everybody report on it. Now, here's the absolute truth. Okay? Kanye West is an artist. No matter what he says, no matter what he does, it's always about the art. And it's always about trying to find an inspiration for something. And in his mind, the best inspiration he could find was Donald Trump. President-elect Donald Trump. He loves the idea of how he won because he's not politically correct. He beat the politically correct by not being politically correct. And Kanye West, like, I'm not politically correct. I love that he won. Not that he, like, really loves Donald Trump. He's just saying people are not looking at the real picture here. I'm saying anybody can win this thing. Just being themselves. And that's the way he looked at it. But it doesn't really work like that. And another reason, the main reason he was doing it, is because Jay-Z and his Beyonce's affiliation with the Obamas. He wanted to be a direct opposite of that representation, of not being politico, not being right wing or left wing. He wants to keep his, options open. As, the Jay-Z's and all those guys are going out. So that photo was a show of defiance to show Live Nation, Tidal, and whatever that the president got my back. Now put my tour back on, because I'm coming for my money, the rest of my money. Kanye's got money on the table, and he needs that money because they're finishing on his house and doing all this construction. He's got $10 million worth of bills and labor and construction on his house that he needs to, keep bringing in that money. And people keep saying over and over, like, Kanye ain't worried about all that. Kanye got so much money, man. Counting other people's pockets. But Kanye West need that money to go through the insurance thing that y'all was talking about. Oh, he can go ahead. He's just trying to get the mental thing so he can get his money. Do you know what they would have to do their own evaluation of Kanye to see if he's sane, to see if he's capable of getting that money? There's so much stuff that he wouldn't want to go through to get that money that it'd be better off performing. Because they could say, well, our doctor don't think you're mentally capable. You need to be institutionalized. And then what you gonna do? I mean, at that point, you're stuck. So Kanye wants to have the world talking about him. Like, look, I'm with the president. Oh, of course he's gonna say, we talked about education. We talked about, like, doing work. We talked about the killings in Chicago. We did all these talks. But this is all about Live Nation. You see who got my back. All right? I got the president-elect. Get my tour back on. I'm coming back in January sometime. Let's finish this tour. We're going to kick it right back off. And I'm good to go. He only has like less than a month left of touring. Now it's, like, can we get this back rolling again? We'll have to wait and see if somebody blinks or what happened. But it's a positioning of power. When Kanye comes back, he likes to make a statement. Like he supposedly spoke up for Lamar Odom. I don't like the way the Kardashians, they talking about they going to put him on his show and exploit him. That's exploitive if they talking about doing that. And I don't want nothing to do with it. And everybody was, yeah, that's right, yay. That's right. They even exploit my brother. Then, right after that, and I mean right after that, it went from they finna exploit my brother till I'm having my fashion show. And who finna walk in there with me? Lamar Odom. How much exploitive is that? So we know what Ye do. So everything about him is an opportunity. You know, he's gonna tell you one thing, but what he's really doing is behind the scenes. You got to look past all of that to see what Kanye West is really doing. So all I got to say is, yay, get healthy mentally. And go ahead and, and I told y'all the reason why he did that, that's what celebrities do to keep from going to jail. It don't work for you if you're not a celebrity. Cops, you get into a domestic dispute, you can't sit up there and you get into a domestic dispute, you just can't go ahead and call the cops are called. You can't just say, "Oh, and pass out and go to the hospital," and then there's no charges or nothing. You gonna wake up cuffed to a bed. Cops arrived and realized that, okay, this guy needs to be hospitalized. He's a celebrity. Somebody say, "Hey, fall out. You mentally need a doctor. You're not seeing straight." So that's how they handle these situations. I'm trying to tell you, when you broke, you hit somebody and pull off. It's called a hit and run. When you're rich, you hit somebody and leave. It's called leaving a scene of a crime. I've seen it happen. So when the rules are skewed for the poor and the rich, always know that.